All right, guys. All right. Well, I don't know what to tell y'all. Kanye might just be done. It might just be over now for Kanye. There's no way you can defend anything he is saying these days. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the Grammys triggered him, like the whole drama with him and his wife at the Grammys triggered him. I don't know what's going on, but it might be over. It might be over. This is crazy. He's probably still going right now on his Twitter rant. It's crazy. What is going on? He's saying so many different things. He said, fuck Virgil. I shouldn't even cuss in the first 30 seconds, but I don't know what to say. This is just crazy. I can't even keep up. I'm sure he's still going. And not to mention, he's doing all this while Kendrick's getting his shine. I don't know what it is. Charlamagne God said something, and I don't know if it really does, if what he said is like true. But he says I think he feels like Kanye just wants the attention because Kendrick's getting his shine. Yesterday with Jay Dilla Day, and I know Jay Dilla was a big inspiration for Kanye, and I think he worked with him for a little bit before he passed. So I don't know what's happening. It's just it's gotten to a point where you cannot defend anything anyone says at this point, or what he says at this point. It's I had to mute him on Twitter. I'll be honest with you. I kept getting tweets all day at work. I was like, "What is going on? I don't have time to be reading all this." So I just kind of just muted it. I don't know. So we got Blackie Speaks. Reviewing the whole thing. I can't really make a video right now. I just woke up. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I've been real tired this past couple days. But let's get into it. Kanye just had his worst meltdown yet. It's very disappointing, man. Very disappointing. Not gonna lie to you.
Thought that it couldn't get any worse. Here comes Kanye West with a surprise. Kanye just had his biggest meltdown yet and is currently going viral for saying a lot of very dumb things like free P. Diddy. He also went off on Jewish people.
And what's making okay, I already paused like 11 seconds into it, but what's really making it difficult for me is that I don't know whether it's the mental illness or what he actually fucking thinks, or it could be the nitrous that whoever his some doctor is giving them nitrous, and it's just crazy. There's so many things around him that could like cause him to do things like this, but it can also be himself. It could just be a combination of all of it together, and it's sad to see. It's really sad to see.
People again. He praised Hitler, said he was a Nazi, and dropped Diddy merch while he was at it. This man is completely losing it, and
yeah,
obviously he's very hungry for attention. So, let's give that attention to him, shall we? Definitely got a lot of shit on my mind about this topic. Just the other day we spoke.
Me too, brother. Me too.
About the stunt at the Grammys involving Kanye's wife stripping herself of her clothes, something that Kanye ended up defending in this recent Twitter rant. The guy's going off the rails, and honestly, whatever was left of the man we once knew as the genius, that man is completely gone. Let's go over what he said so far, and just for the record, I'm not going to be able to go through all of them because, as I'm recording this right now, he's still putting up tweets like every 2 minutes, and honestly, I just can't keep up with that, bro. Like,
Facts.
I got a life to live, okay? All right, guys, so let's actually go through these tweets, okay? So the first tweet is Kanye says, "Free Puff, definitely don't free that ninja." And
please don't. That is crazy. That is wild. Godly. Look at this. It's crazy.
He says, Diego, I don't know how you say it. That's an alcoholic beverage company that used to be in bed with Diddy, and then they ended up parting ways. And then after that, he says, "All you please come at me. That's how we know the coons left these white people and Jewish people tell you what to do and say, fuck Diego or Viego, and fuck all you niggas in advance." And then this is when he promotes the P. Diddy merch that he made, right? So as you guys can see, that's some Diddy merch right there. And then he says, "I'm selling the Sean John collaboration that me and my brother," talking about Diddy, "spoke about before they locked him up. We split in the profits 50-50." And then he says, "Puff get one call a morning." And then after that, he puts up.
And the thing about it, oh my God, I just saw the first one. The thing about it is I don't know what Kanye knows. No one knows what Kanye knows. Now, we've seen celebrities over the past years, like past 10, even 20 years, talking about these secret societies and all this. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not true. We've seen Cat Williams. We've seen Martin Lawrence go through these phases. We saw Dave Chappelle go through these phases, where Dave Chappelle left to Africa for a whole. I don't even remember how long he left for, but after he like stopped the Chappelle show, he left for a long time, disappeared. It's just crazy to see. It's crazy to see. Like, either he knows something that we don't, or he's just going crazy. It is hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I don't know how we can. I don't know. We can't help him at this point. It's just him. It's just him at this point by himself.
These tweets right here, he says, I got in the shower and thought of like 6 tweets. Let me see what I can remember. Please.
And that is not to excuse all of this. All these tweets right here. This is crazy. This is wild.
Please get back in the shower, Kanye. And then he says, I'm going to normalize talking about Hitler. This is crazy. And then he says, the way they talking about killing niggas has been normalized. And then he says, Hitler was so fresh. This nigga's crazy. And then he says, call me Yadolf Hitler and you still wanna fuck. Okay, I can't take this anymore, bro. And then he says, I love cutting the grass every couple of years. 3 devil emojis. And then after that, he says, just for clarity, they're trying to make an example out of Puff. Me and my brother had our issues, but these white people trying to use Puff to scare niggas. I'm neither scared nor brave. This is just me, he says. And then after that, he says, I just found out that Puff is not allowed to make or collect money while he's locked up, so I'm gonna send his half of the money to Justin. And then after that, he says, whoever is after Puff, we gotta find out exactly who they are. Okay, cool, play off the grid.
See, this is like what's happening. It's like, does he know something that we just don't know? Clearly, he might. Either he does or he doesn't. And he's just going crazy. It's hard to tell. There's so many factors going into this. Like, so many things that are happening to him all at once. With his bipolar. Just his mental illness in general. The nitrous. Them pictures that I saw with him on this, that was the worst. That was the saddest thing I could see, bro. He looked, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no clue. There's no way we can, there's nothing to help him with. It's just done. It's just done.
My heart has not jumped not one moment today. I got still in my veins. God mode, Puff, we love you. Nigga, speak for yourself, okay? When I was canceled, no nigga showed up for me other than Ty, every single other.
And what's crazy, you're too, well, I want to say Travis Scott really, well, Travis Scott is really a big fan of Kanye, and Kanye was a big inspiration to Travis. To have Travis and Tyler, the Creator, unfollow you, I don't know what to tell you. That's wild. To have Tyler, the Creator, unfollow you after all the crazy shit he's been saying. Not he's been saying, but he has said before. And for him to unfollow you, that is insane. That is wild. That is wild. But also I want to point out, oh god. Also I want to point out all the Twitter accounts. What is his name? Jasper, Kira. All these other Twitter accounts, they're kind of the same lame ass people. I mean, ain't gonna lie to you. They post a lot of stuff, a lot of the same stuff that he says, like people beating each other up in fights and all that. So they're the same. They're kind of the same, but they're like, I don't know. It's just so weird with these Twitter users. Korn, all these people, they've all like posted stuff similar to what Kanye is saying, showing people getting beat up. Showing people, just wild things that you see on Twitter. And now they're all, like, acting like they're on a higher ground of, like, virtue signaling and all that for Kanye. I don't get it. Not for Kanye, but just against Kanye for what he's saying. But y'all post videos daily. Y'all on Twitter all day. Laughing at someone else getting beat up. So, I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird.
Ninja waited for it to be safe. Ninjas waited for me to be in good standings with the Jews. Then they came around. That ninja better than everybody anyway. He's talking about Ty Dolla $ign. And then after that he says, all rappers maybe want my spot. I will never not know that. Every rapper living want to be me. Every rapper living wish they was Ye. Okay, whatever you say, Kanye. And then he says, ain't nobody ramped up either. I'm calm as ice. This is how I really feel, how I really felt, and how I will always feel. F all you, your F-ass, unfair business deals. Any Jewish person that does business with me need to know. I don't like or trust any Jewish person. What? And then he says, I can say Jew as much as I want. I can say Hitler as much as I want. Matter of fact, I do say it when I want. And then this is the tweet when he kind of justifies the, Grammy stunt. He says, anyone who called my wife's Grammy look a stunt is dumb and lame. Yes, you. He sounds so sassy here. She been dressing naked for 2 years. That's not something to brag about. Now all of a sudden it's a stunt. Every single bitch on the planet wish they had her bravery, body platforms, and access to money, and a husband that supported their personal expression. There are a lot of things that had to converge for this moment to happen. And then after that, he says, slavery is a choice. No, Kanye, please stop. And then he says, they're trying to prove a point, and y'all know that. Y'all effing know that. And sitting laughing at the effing internet on Instagram. This man gave his life to us. This is my idol. This is my hero, he said. And then after that, he says, what y'all gonna do? Cancel my sneaker deal, cancel my record deal, freeze my accounts. F all y'all ninjas. Slavery is a choice. I'm speaking my mind. I ain't editing shit ever again. And then he says all these, by the way, I'm literally exhausted from all these tweets, bro. Kanye, all these celebrities,
and he's probably still going.
Ninjas and bitches is pussy. Y'all watch our brother rot and never say shit. F all that woke shit. Ninjas addicted to complaining. Do something. And then after that, he says, we all watched them try to cancel Chris Brown and ain't nobody do nothing. I was pussy then too. Chris Brown till the wheels fall off. And then he says, Elon stole my Nazi swag at the inauguration. Yo, my guy, get your own third rail. This guy's weird, bro.
Hey, listen. Elon Musk is just as weird, too. He is just as weird, too. Doing that Nazi salute at the inauguration. That's crazy. It's wild. And everyone's just saying, oh, it's just his autism. Whatever, bro. What the hell ever. He knew what the fuck he was doing. He's not even American. Dude, South African.
And then he says, I love when Jewish people come to me and say they can't work with me anymore. It's my favorite. And then he says, one thing about being God on earth is you have to constantly forgive every human. Nigga, you ain't a god. And then he says, I will say nothing bad or against China. They always showed me love when Americans turned their backs on me because of a red hat or a t-shirt. I get money with China. I love China. God had my mom bring me there when I was 10 for a reason. And then he says, I change my mind when I feel like it. We know. And then he says, nigga, newsflash, white people and Jewish people are different. You can get money with Jewish people, but they always gonna steal and invite you over to their house on Friday. White people do not fuck with ninjas. They leave that to the Jews. If you think you're getting money with a white person, it's not true. That so-called white person is actually Jewish. Jews hate whites because of the Germans from World War II. And then let's make this the last tweet because I literally cannot do this anymore, guys. Kanye says all white people are racist. Nigga, that's your fucking fan base. And then this is the last tweet. Jewish people actually hate white people and use black people. Man, enough of this fucking ranting ass.
And it's so weird to see him say that, considering his wife is now white, and Nick Fuentes. Oh, Nick Fuentes is a certified bitch. He's a big ass racist. He's hugely racist. Nick Fuentes, I can't even say his name. Nick Fuentes, who happens to have a Hispanic last name, spews a whole bunch of anti-black things all the time on Twitter. It's just weird because now he's like, oh yeah, keep going, Kanye. So he's just egging this on. People like this, people like Nick Fuentes are like the worst. They're the worst type of people on earth. I ain't gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie to you.
That's insane, maniacal fucking bullshit. Whew. So as you guys could hear, this man is completely going insane, but that's very common for Kanye. By the way, that wasn't even like all the tweets. Like I told you, I just ain't got enough time in the day to let him spit out all his BS so I can cover it all in one video. Now, Kanye said free Diddy, which is something I've actually heard people say before. A lot of people think that Diddy was set up because they don't want a successful black man in power. First of all, Diddy has been in power for a long time, for decades actually. It wasn't until all of his wrongdoings accumulated enough to the point where he ended up seeing real world consequences for his actions. I don't think there's an agenda with Diddy being behind bars. I mean, that was the same man who on that footage that got leaked was beating the hell out of Cassie as she was trying to escape. So that's P. Diddy for you. Ain't no agenda there. Kanye's obviously an opportunist, so whatever benefits him, he's gonna be for that, which is why he's selling this merchandise so he can cash in on all the Diddy supporters' gullibleness, okay? And then as for the anti-Semitic comments he's been making, this is something Kanye has been on for a long time. I'm sure some of y'all actually,
yeah, and I don't know why everyone's acting surprised now that he's saying all this. I mean, it is still crazy to see in real time him saying these things, but he said this on the Alex Jones podcast. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, we all saw it. We all saw it. I haven't really I mean, I listened to Vultures too, and one. But I don't know. It was just in passing. I wasn't really gonna try and make a video on it, but yeah, I mean, especially with Kai, like saying he was gonna meet him over there. I was like, it's GG's now, but was it 2 years ago he said these things, and you were still gonna do it anyway. So yeah, kind of L on Kai too. I ain't gonna lie, because he said these things 2 years ago. So
all of y'all actually should know this and remember this, but he put up this very strange tweet back in 2022 just out of nowhere, and I'm not going to read this out loud or show it actually. Let's just say that he had death and Jewish people in the tweet. Now, if you guys did not know, the majority of Kanye's business partners, they used to be of Jewish descent. Kanye has been making a whole lot of money with Jewish people for the entirety of his career, and then in 2022, that's when he really started going off the deep end. A lot of things were shifting behind the scenes for him. His ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, she started running for the hills, and their divorce, that was a roller coaster, okay? At first, things seemed intense, then suddenly it seemed fine. Then Kim started dating Pete Davidson, who for some reason got her name branded on his skin. Meanwhile, Kanye was out here buying a house across the street from her, making public statements about wanting to, be back together and just spiraling publicly, okay? Kim was quite literally dying to get out of that relationship. But while everyone was watching the Kim K and Pete Davidson drama play out, something much bigger was happening to Kanye. His business empire crumbling, his partnerships getting pulled one by one, his billionaire status.
And I saw a clip. I forgot. I didn't really watch the Boondocks season 4, but there was this one clip where Huey was talking to Granddad as Granddad was counting his money. I think it was a Kardashian episode where they were doing like a reality TV show with the Kardashians, or these fake Kardashians, and Huey was saying every time a black man touches a Kardashian butt, they go stir crazy. They lose all sense of being. They get some money and they just lose all sense of being. And I don't know how true that is, but hey, every time we've seen someone with a Kardashian, especially a black man, they have not been the same since. I don't know. Travis got lucky because she's a Jenner. So hey, Travis, you got lucky with that one. You went a little bit further up the bloodline, you would have been fucked.
Slipping away, and honestly, that was all Kanye is doing. Because being in business with Kanye is like playing a Russian roulette. One day you guys are signing contracts, making millions of dollars together. The next day he's on Twitter blowing up your whole operation. And that's exactly what happened. In the span of just a few months, Kanye went from being a billion-dollar mogul to losing everything. Adidas dropped him, Balenciaga, Gap, and every major fashion company also cut ties. His longtime talent agency, CAA, dropped him. A finished documentary about Kanye, shelved forever. And after losing all those partnerships, Kanye hopped on Instagram to say, Ari Emanuel, I lost $2 billion in one day and I'm still alive. This is love speech. I still love you. God still loves you. The money is not who I am. The people is who I am. But let's be real, this wasn't some spiritual awakening by Kanye. A lot of the wild stuff he's doing now is because his pockets ain't as big as they used to be, okay? Now, Kanye is never truly gonna be broke, okay? He's built such a massive brand to the point where he could walk into any room, breathe for like 5 seconds, and someone would hand him $100,000 just for existing. But when you reach this level of success, the money ain't just about what you have. It's about what you owe. You got business expenses, you got personal expenses, you got taxes, you got employees to pay, you got investors expecting their money back. Because a lot of these ultra rich dudes don't gamble with their own money. They borrow other people's money. And then when things go south, that's when the real problem starts. Now, Kanye, a lot of his downfall started because he went on that anti-Semitic tirade. All the Jewish business partners Kanye was working with, they all came together and said, you know what, we're not gonna rock with this guy anymore. And honestly, can you blame them? Like, here's a guy who's made hundreds of millions of dollars doing business with them, and then suddenly he flips the script and starts going on these insane rants about them. At that point, it's not even about the money anymore. It's about the respect. They weren't about to just keep cutting him checks while he was out here disrespecting their people on a global stage. So one by one, they dropped his ass. No more Adidas deal, no more Balenciaga collabs, no more corporate backing. And that's how Kanye went from being one of the biggest names in fashion to watching his entire collapse overnight. But instead of taking accountability, instead of realizing that he fumbled the bag himself, Kanye did what Kanye always does. He doubled down. And now we're seeing the effects of that downfall playing out in real time. The sad part about Kanye is he's such an attention seeker to the point where he doesn't, really care if it's positive or negative. As long as his name is trending, as long as people are talking about him, that's all that matters to him. And that's exactly why he keeps on pushing the envelope. This guy obviously thrives on chaos. Every time he does something controversial, he gets the reaction he wants.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss this Kanye right here. the Jesus King Kanye. At least he was doing something positive. Like, it's crazy. I'm not very, like, a religious type of person. I rarely go to church, I ain't gonna lie. I've been to church probably for the first time this year in, like, 10 years. But at least this was positive for him, at least. He didn't have any negative things going on in the background for him during this time while he was doing the whole Jesus King thing. And honestly, I wish he kind of just stayed in this lane right here. And now he's gone off the rails. I don't know what happened.
And that just fuels his ego to keep going further. At this point, it's not really about the money anymore. It's about the ego. Because think about it. This is a guy who had it all. A $1 billion empire, which I'm sure he probably has that empire to some extent, right? The biggest brands in fashion backing him. A wife who, love her or hate her, is one of the most famous women in the world. And also, to Kim's defense, I mean, this woman, she genuinely loved Kanye. When the entire industry was telling her, why did you get with this guy? She was defending Kanye West because she loved him. And then now look at Kanye. Like, he had all that, and look at him now. He's out here selling bootleg Diddy merch, ranting about Hitler. Like, what? That's not just a fall from grace. That's self-destruction on a whole different level. And the crazy part is Kanye probably thinks he's winning because in his mind, if people are talking about him, he still has power. But the reality is he's burning every last bridge he has left. At the end of the day, this conversation shouldn't be, oh, but he's rich, or oh, he's famous, or oh, he got money, because we've seen what happens when all that disappears. Look at P. Diddy. At one point, he was a billionaire, untouchable, moving like a king in the industry, and now he's locked up in a prison cell, a place where nobody cares about how much money you got, how many celebrities you knew, or how many hits you made, or how much power you had on the outside. Right now, there are other men in that prison looking him dead in the eye, telling him when to eat, when to sleep, and when to wake up. If you're listening to this right now, you're in a better position than a guy who was once a billionaire.
But at the same time, Kanye's not acting out on these. Well, you can say he is acting out if he's telling. He has like 32 million followers or something. So I guess in a sense he is kind of acting out. So maybe I was wrong on that one, but he's not like actually like going out there and doing the things and saying the things he's talking about. He's just yapping. He's just yapping right now. Hopefully it doesn't go any further than this. Hopefully he just stays his ass inside and just stops talking altogether. But who knows? Who knows what Kanye is going to do? Kanye is just all over the place. I don't know what to tell anybody. It's sad to see.
Because at least you got control of your day-to-day routine. And that's the thing Kanye doesn't seem to understand. All this clout chasing, all these shock value stunts, none of that lasts forever. We already know that. You can be a billionaire today, but you keep playing stupid games, eventually you're gonna win a stupid prize, okay? And at the rate Kanye is going, who knows what's next? I'm not saying he's about to get caught up in some Diddy stuff, but at this point, who even knows who this guy really is anymore? Because let's be real, the Kanye that we see today is not the same Kanye we knew 10 years ago. Back then, he was the genius, he was the visionary, the guy pushing the culture forward. Now, he's unpredictable. One day he's talking about building a utopia. The next day he's selling bootleg Diddy merch. And the day after that, he's out here praising Hitler. What kind of arc is this? Because I ain't never heard about this one. And the crazy part is nobody around him is stopping him. That's the problem when you reach his level of fame. There's no one left to check you. No one has the balls to check your ass. Everyone in your circle is either a yes man or they're scared to call you out because they ain't trying to lose that check. So Kanye just keeps on spiraling and spiraling deeper and deeper. And if history has taught us anything, this kind of downward spiral never ends well. I mean, it's crazy when you think about it. This is the same guy who gave us the greatest music of our generation. The same guy who made Through the Wire, Jesus Walks, Flashing Lights, Runaway, songs that defined entire eras of hip-hop. A lot of us grew up on his music. A lot of us used to love this dude, man. But now, it's hard to even recognize Kanye. Because this ain't about controversy anymore. This is not just about him being a free thinker. This is a full-blown identity crisis playing now in real time. And the saddest part, the flesh of Kanye might still be here, but the soul, the mind, the Kanye we all knew, that nigga gone. It's like we're watching a shell of the man he used to be. I mean, the genius, the innovator, the artist who changed hip-hop forever, that Kanye is long gone. What we now have is someone who's spiraling, reaching, trying to stay relevant by any means necessary. And the worst part is he's too deep in it to even see what's happening to him. When you burn so many bridges, you lose so many friends and push away everyone who cared about you, what's left? At this point, is even his own family gonna be able to stand behind him? Because let's be real, he's already pushed away everyone who once truly cared about him. Kim, she's gone. His kids growing up watching all this unfold, the people who once stood by him, either either silent or gone. And the way he's moving, he's making it real hard for anyone to defend him, honestly. Because being considered a genius at one point doesn't justify self-destruction. At some point, you gotta ask yourself, when everyone around you walks away, maybe the problem ain't them. Maybe it's you. And for Kanye, that realization might come when there's nobody left to clap for him. Everyone around him is literally afraid to call him out, afraid to tell him the truth, afraid to get cut off just for speaking up. Because at this point, being in Kanye's circle is like walking on eggshells. I'm sure it is. Have y'all seen some of those clips of him like being at a party or something, like backstage somewhere, like just like screaming among people?
Don't say me. I'm by myself in this motherfucking room. Everybody shut the fuck up. Hey, shut the fuck up. Let me tell you something right now. Just the fact that you ain't listening to me.
Yo, that reminds me of the time when he was just flaming the shit out of Chance the Rapper. That was, oh my god. During the time Chance the Rapper was at his peak and Kanye was talking to him like that, that was crazy to see. It was insane to see.
Ain't none of y'all niggas with me. I'm by my fucking self. Cause ain't none of y'all niggas stand up for me. Ain't nobody stop. Shut up. Be quiet before you get exiled.
One wrong word, one disagreement, and you're out. That's why he's surrounded by yes men. People who won't challenge him. People who won't hold him accountable. And that's why he keeps on spiraling. Because when nobody checks you, nobody tells you, nah, bro, this ain't it. You start thinking every thought in your head is genius, right? And Kanye is living in a world where nobody can tell him he's wrong. But reality don't work like that. At some point, you either wake up or you crash out. And the way he's moving, that crash out might be coming sooner than he thinks. I know it's coming. You know it's coming, and you know I did the best job I could possibly do with this video. So now I want to hear what you have to say about this topic. Kanye's having his worst meltdown yet. If you made it this far, drop a like on this video, subscribe if you want to keep up with all this great content.
Shout out to Blackie Speaks, but goddamn, this is hard to do. I don't know. I just stopped. I stopped looking at his tweets because he's probably still going. I don't even want to look at him. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be back with some actual reactions soon. Music reactions. I might do a whole Billie Eilish album. I might do a couple more things too. So, I'll see y'all when I see you guys. Peace.